When I look at Harvey's intelligence map, I do not see a child whose mind should be measured only by marks, memory, speed, or standard academic performance. I see a mind that is built to read people, decode systems, sense emotional patterns, identify imbalance, and ask what is really happening underneath the surface. And this is exactly where most parents, teachers, counselors, and education psychologists need to pause. Because the question is not, is this child intelligent? The real question is, what kind of intelligence is operating here, and are we measuring it correctly? In Harvey's case, the strongest intelligence is not plain academic intelligence. It is not just logical intelligence. It is not just emotional intelligence. It is a layered intelligence structure where emotional perception, social awareness, systems thinking, research ability, design sensitivity, and psychological observation are all working together. The dominant intelligence type is interpersonal psychological intelligence. This means Harvey understands people. He may not always explain it in words. He may not always perform it openly. He may even appear quiet, watchful, resistant, or inward at times. But underneath that, he is observing emotional tone, social balance, fairness, mood changes, power dynamics, and hidden tension. He is the kind of child who may enter a room and sense something is off before anyone explains it. He may know when a teacher is being unfair, when a friend is pretending, when a parent is stressed, or when a group has an invisible emotional hierarchy. He may not say it immediately, but he registers it. This comes from the powerful role of Moon as Amatya Karaka. In intelligence mapping, Amatya Karaka becomes one of the most important career intelligence indicators because it shows how the person applies intelligence in the world. When Moon becomes the Amatya Karaka, the mind becomes responsive, emotional, receptive, community-aware, nurturing, psychologically observant, and connected to people. But Harvey's Moon is not operating alone. It is placed with Saturn, Mars, and Rahu in Libra in the 4th house. This changes the entire intelligence profile. Libra gives the need for balance, justice, fairness, aesthetics, cooperation, and relational understanding. The 4th house gives emotional foundations, inner security, education, the mind, home, comfort, and psychological roots. Saturn gives seriousness, structure, responsibility, pressure, discipline, and maturity. Mars gives intensity, conflict response, action, and courage. Rahu gives unconventional perception, social magnetism, exaggeration, hunger, and sharp pattern detection. So Harvey does not just feel people, he studies people. He may not just want harmony, he may want to understand why harmony breaks. He may not just react to conflict, he may want to know who caused it, what pattern led to it, and how the entire emotional system can be corrected. This is why I would classify his most dominant intelligence as interpersonal psychological intelligence with a strong diagnostic edge. For parents and educators, this is important because such a child should not be dismissed as moody, sensitive, overly reactive, argumentative, or distracted. Very often, what looks like moodiness is actually emotional data overload. What looks like resistance may be the child silently rejecting an environment that feels unfair, chaotic, shallow, or emotionally unsafe. Harvey's second strongest intelligence is logical systems intelligence. This is where the chart becomes very interesting. Saturn as Atma Karaka shows that the soul is deeply concerned with structure, discipline, responsibility, endurance, systems, and mastery. Atma Karaka is not just another planet in the chart, it is the soul indicator. It shows what the person is compelled to work through in this lifetime. When Saturn becomes Atma Karaka, intelligence develops through structure, patience, pressure, accountability, and long-term effort. This can make the child serious before his age. It can make him quietly observant, self-controlled, cautious, and deeply aware of consequences. He may not like disorder. He may not trust casual promises. He may test people before opening up. He may be slow to warm, but strong once committed. Now add Mars and Rahu into the same intelligence field, and you get tactical analysis. Mars wants action. Rahu wants to break the pattern. Saturn wants structure. Moon wants emotional safety. Libra wants fairness. This creates a child who can become very sharp in diagnosing systems, especially human systems. Then we see Mercury in Aquarius in the 8th house, and this becomes the hidden genius signature. Mercury is the planet of intelligence, analysis, language, calculation, communication, classification, and interpretation. Aquarius is systems, technology, networks, reform, innovation, future thinking, and collective structures. The eighth house is research, secrets, hidden mechanisms, psychology, transformation, investigation, crisis, and what lies below the visible surface. This gives Harvey a mind that does not stop at the obvious. He will ask, what is the hidden cause? What is the real pattern? What is the mechanism behind this? What is being concealed? Why does this system behave this way? Why do people say one thing and do another? This is excellent for psychology, research, technology, data analytics, coding, forensic thinking, user experience research, social sciences, investigative writing, criminology, strategy, and systems design. But there is a catch. Such a mind may not always thrive in rote learning. If education is reduced to memorization, marks, repetition, and compliance, Harvey may disconnect. He needs problems to solve. He needs frameworks. He needs case studies. He needs mysteries. He needs to understand why the knowledge matters. Do not just tell him, study this chapter. Give him a question. Give him a problem. Give him a hidden pattern to uncover. Give him a system to decode. Give him a real-world case. That is when his intelligence switches on. His third strongest intelligence is intrapersonal intelligence. This means Harvey is not only observing others, he is also processing himself deeply. Cancer ascendant and the fourth house concentration make the emotional body very powerful. He may carry a rich inner world. He may feel deeply but reveal selectively. He may need time to digest what happened. He may replay conversations. He may think about why something hurt him, why someone behaved a certain way, why he reacted intensely, or why he feels unsafe in certain settings. This is not weakness. This is an internal processing system. However, without guidance, intrapersonal intelligence can become overthinking. It can become hidden anxiety. It can become emotional heaviness. It can become self-blame. It can become a tendency to absorb the emotional atmosphere of the home, classroom, or peer group. So the growth area for Harvey is emotional regulation. He needs to learn how to name what he feels without being controlled by it. He needs journaling, reflective writing, structured conversation, movement, music, art, and mentoring. He needs adults who can say, I see you are processing something. Let us understand it clearly instead of, why are you behaving like this? This is a major difference. A child with this type of chart should not be emotionally shamed. He should be emotionally educated. His fourth intelligence is visual, spatial, and design intelligence. The Libra emphasis is very strong here. Libra is ruled by Venus, and it understands balance, beauty, proportion, presentation, refinement, social harmony, and design. Venus in Capricorn adds practical aesthetics. This is not only the love of beauty. This is the ability to create useful beauty, structured beauty, functional beauty. Harvey may enjoy design, architecture, interiors, product design, visual storytelling, user interface, branding, photography, film, fashion systems, visual communication, or presentation design. He may also enjoy diagrams, mind maps, clean layouts, organized spaces, and visual learning tools. Parents and teachers must understand this. Some children learn best through words, some through numbers, some through movement, and some through images. Harvey can learn well through visual structure. If you give him a messy explanation, he may lose interest. If you give him a clean diagram, model, map, flowchart, or case structure, he may understand quickly. This is why his education style should include visual mapping. Use charts. Use system diagrams. Use relationship maps. Use psychological models. Use timelines. Use process maps. Use design thinking. His fifth intelligence is linguistic intelligence. This may not always appear as nonstop talking. Mercury in the eighth house often thinks deeply before speaking. It does not always want casual conversation. It may prefer meaningful, strategic, investigative, or private communication. Harvey may become good at writing, analysis, debate, research-based speaking, psychological commentary, storytelling, documentary scripting, or explaining hidden patterns. But he should not be forced into shallow public speaking too early. His communication grows when he feels there is depth behind the message. Give him topics that matter. Give him ethical dilemmas, social questions, psychological cases, technology debates, human behavior themes, and research-based assignments. He may speak best when he has something real to say. His sixth intelligence is existential intelligence. Sun in Pisces in the ninth house and Jupiter in Gemini in the 12th house show that Harvey can ask big questions. He may be drawn to meaning, spirituality, philosophy, ethics, law, world cultures, psychology, mythology, compassion, dreams, and the unseen side of life. He may not enjoy education that feels empty or purely transactional. He may ask, what is the point of this? And that question should not be dismissed. For many Gen Alpha teenagers and youth, the future will not be built only on information. Information is already everywhere. The future belongs to those who can interpret meaning, apply wisdom, understand human complexity, and connect knowledge across disciplines. Harvey has that potential, but he must be taught to ground it, because existential intelligence without grounding can become confusion, escapism, or too many ideas without execution. Saturn as Atma Karaka is the corrective here. He must learn discipline, consistency, structure, and step-by-step application. This is the central growth formula for Harvey: emotional perception plus structural discipline. If he gets only emotion, he may become overwhelmed. If he gets only discipline, he may become closed. If he gets both, he becomes powerful. Now let us talk about challenges. The first challenge is emotional overload. With Moon, Saturn, Mars, and Rahu together, emotional life can become intense. Harvey may absorb conflict, tension, criticism, comparison, and instability more deeply than others. He may react strongly when he senses unfairness. He may become silent when he feels judged. He may become argumentative when he feels misunderstood. The solution is not suppression. The solution is interpretation. Parents and teachers need to help him ask, what did I feel? What triggered it? What is the fact? What is the assumption? What is the correct action? That converts emotional intensity into emotional intelligence. The second challenge is perfectionism and fear of being wrong. Saturn as Atma Karaka can create a strong inner critic. Harvey may sometimes feel that he has to be responsible, smart, correct, composed, or mature. If adults constantly criticize him, he may either withdraw or become defensive. He needs constructive correction, not humiliation. Tell him what to improve. Tell him how to improve. Give him standards, but do not attack his self-worth. The third challenge is conflict between peace and confrontation. Libra wants harmony. Mars wants action. Rahu wants disruption. Saturn wants control. Moon wants safety. This can create an internal contradiction. Harvey may tolerate imbalance for some time, but once the pressure builds, he may react sharply. He must be taught healthy conflict skills: negotiation, assertiveness, boundary setting, debate, and emotional timing. This is why law, mediation, psychology, counseling, leadership, and social strategy are good growth fields for him. The fourth challenge is hidden anxiety. Mercury in the 8th house can think deeply, but if untrained, it can also worry deeply. The mind may go into hidden scenarios, worst-case thinking, suspicion, or intense curiosity about things that others avoid. This can be transformed beautifully through research, coding, analytics, psychology, detective-style learning, journaling, and structured inquiry. Do not let the mind spiral. Give it a method. Now, what kind of education will work best for Harvey? He needs emotionally intelligent structure. He needs teachers who are fair, calm, consistent, and intellectually honest. He needs learning through case studies, research projects, debate, visual diagrams, reflective essays, design assignments, technology tools, ethical discussions, and real-world problem solving. He will benefit from psychology, social science, law, technology, design, data, philosophy, media, and systems-based education. He should be encouraged toward fields like psychology, counseling, behavioral science, law, public policy, criminology, user experience research, data analytics, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, architecture, design, education technology, social innovation, communication strategy, and research. He may also enjoy hobbies like chess, debate, coding, robotics, photography, film analysis, martial arts, music production, journaling, creative writing, design software, theater, psychology documentaries, and strategy games. Movement is especially important. With Mars and Rahu in the emotional field, the body must release pressure. Martial arts, dance, dimming, yoga, sports, or disciplined movement can help him regulate emotions and build confidence. Now here's the larger point for parents, teachers, school counselors, education psychologists, and professors. Every child does not carry intelligence in the same container. Some children are linguistic, some are mathematical, some are musical, some are visual, some are bodily, some are interpersonal, some are intrapersonal, some are existential, some are naturalist, and some, like Harvey, are hybrid system children. They cannot be measured only through marks. They must be mapped. This is where Vedic astrology-based intelligence mapping becomes powerful when used responsibly. We do not look only at one planet. We do not randomly label a child. We study the Karaka structure, especially Atma Karaka and Amatya Karaka. We study the Moon, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Mars, Rahu, and Ketu. We study signs, houses, conjunctions, Jaimini aspects, and the deeper psychological function of each placement. Atma Karaka shows the soul's central growth path. Amatya Karaka shows how intelligence is applied into work, skill, and contribution. Mercury shows cognitive processing. Moon shows emotional learning. Jupiter shows wisdom and meaning. Venus shows aesthetics, harmony, and relational refinement. Mars shows action intelligence. Saturn shows structure and discipline. Rahu shows innovation, amplification, and unconventional drive. Ketu shows abstraction, detachment, and hidden insight. When you combine these properly, you stop asking, why is this child not fitting the system? And you begin asking, what system will allow this child's intelligence to emerge? For Harvey, the answer is clear. He is not meant to be reduced to a narrow academic track. He is meant to decode people, systems, emotions, design, hidden causes, and social structures. He needs education that respects his emotional sensitivity while training his discipline. He needs adults who can guide his depth without fearing it. He needs environments where fairness, structure, meaning, and creativity exist together. If you are a parent listening to this, ask yourself, am I only looking at my child's marks, or am I studying the intelligence behind the marks? If you are a teacher, ask, am I teaching this child in the way his mind actually learns? If you are a counselor or education psychologist, ask, am I seeing behavior only as behavior, or am I seeing the intelligence pattern behind the behavior? And if you are working with teenagers and young adults, remember this. The future will not reward children who merely memorize. It will reward those who can interpret complexity, understand people, solve systems, design better environments, communicate meaning, and regulate themselves under pressure. Harvey's chart shows that potential. But potential needs the right diagnosis, the right environment, and the right educational strategy. That is why intelligence mapping is not a luxury. It is a necessity for the next generation. If you want to understand your child's real intelligence type, not just what the report card says, but how the mind, emotions, learning style, talent structure, and future direction are actually wired, get in touch with me for a detailed intelligence mapping reading for your child or teenager, one that works for your child, not against them. Because once you understand the intelligence map, you stop forcing the child into the wrong mold. You start guiding the child toward the right path.